Seattle in good position because they have 2 first-round draft picks now, including the 5th pick of the draft. That's pretty awesome. And they've got good cap space. So this is a really good situation for John Schneider to kind of rebuild. And they already did a good job last year. Good draft, good start. Now if they can follow that up with a second, this is how you can rebuild your franchise real quickly, is have that second consecutive banner offseason. You do that, and you're back to where you need to be. I still have believed all along, and still to this day, that Geno Smith is coming back. They've got the cap space. I know they want him. There's no reason for me to believe that they're going to go anywhere else. I know there are a lot of people who believe because they have the 2 picks in the first round that they're going to use one of those picks on a quarterback. I don't definitely see that at 5. Maybe if they want to trade down from 20 and get an extra pick and maybe use one on a quarterback, fine. I have no problem with that. But this is a team, though, that still has some key issues on defense that they have to fix. And on offense, I think the number one issue is I think they really have to figure out what to do at center. I think they need a major. They did a really good job with the tackles last year. Now go get yourself a really good impact center. It's not going to be in the first round, though. How long do they need to wait to get if they were going to be the first team to draft a center, where would that be? Would that be in the 2nd or 3rd round?
Considering where they are in the 2nd round, that's probably where I think you could first see one go.
Late 2nd round, what you mean?
Late 2nd round is the earliest I could see one. I've graded my top 4 centers so far, and I have a 3rd round grade on all. So let's just assume that they have a higher outlook than me on them. That would be the highest. It wouldn't be round 1. It wouldn't even be a trade up into the 2nd round. I think the best value for center is round 3 and round 4.
Okay.
Who ends up there, I'm not sure. But I'll tell you what, they hit home runs with their offensive line picks last year. To find 2 rookie tackles that are week 1 starters and stay there all year and play at a pretty good level, that's what they were missing under Russell Wilson for so long, right? That if they do, I agree, if they get that one last piece inside, you're talking about an offense that can really, truly stand on the running game, and that's what Carroll wants. And that's another reason why I don't think they've always gone bargain shopping at quarterback. And partially, hey, it's just worked out. The other part of that is their system is best run through the running game. And the Kenneth Walker pick last year, a strong offensive line, that is what will get you there.
Yeah, and then again, on defense, that's really, in my mind, where they have to. I wouldn't be surprised if they spent both of their first-round draft picks on defense. They need more help up front on the D-line as it is. Al Woods isn't getting any younger, even at nose tackle. So I think at least one of those 2 picks on the defensive line. And then even though Woolen and Bryant Bryant was a nice little quiet addition as well. But they need another guy. They still need another corner. So could you see that as well, like maybe a corner in the first round?
Again, based on this team's history, I would see they're probably
because of the bargain. Because you're okay.
Yeah, they're going to be. They find tools. Okay. They've done this for so long.
Well, give me a bargain. So give me a bargain. Seahawk, lengthy mid-round corner.
Mekhi Garner from LSU might be a little too big for the outside. He might even turn into a safety. He's weighing in at around 215 right now, but he's 6'2". He's physical. Eli Ricks is a name that keeps coming up. We've talked about him from Alabama. He did not have a good year. He almost went back. Now he's coming out. The tools he's dripping in them. Just never really caught his flow in the transfer from LSU to Alabama. He looks like a Seahawk-type corner to me. Jalen Jones from Texas A&M, another big kid, might not run that well, but he's got length and he knows how to use his size. Okay. That sounds like a Seahawk to me. Those are a few kind of like mid-round picks, round 3, round 4 that I could see going.
All right, and what about slot? Because I don't know, even if they bring him back on the cheap, and they could afford him, Marquise Goodwin. The fact is that D. Eskridge so far hasn't worked out. So
Agreed.
What do you think? Do you think they should maybe they just re-sign Goodwin on the cheap and give Eskridge another year of development, and then they don't have to worry necessarily about the slot, even though they could still use another body at receiver because they're such a
Right.
pass wide receiver type offense. I mean, as much
Yeah.
as Fant is an interesting addition at tight end, Gino doesn't really like throwing to his tight ends. He likes throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah, there's definitely room for a receiver on this team, and I would say one of two things would fit into this piece of the puzzle. This missing piece of the puzzle is an outside guy that can play slot or a slot that can play outside because they do like to put Lockett
Yes.
at the slot. He's not
So
primarily
an interchangeable receiver.
Yes, and those guys can be hard to find. And based on who I've seen do it at the college level, that I think would kind of work out well in the NFL is Marvin Mims from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Just a really efficient mover, has some of the Stephon Diggs, Garrett Wilson type movement traits to his lower body. Not the same caliber prospect. If you want to go a little later round, Charlie Jones from Purdue.
Yeah.
Just exploded onto the scene. Transfer from Iowa to Purdue. He'll be at the Senior Bowl next week. Just a guy that I know can line up in both spots. If they want to go slot only, I love Josh Downs from North Carolina. Just excellent route runner, runs himself open, catches everything, tough after the catch. Those are guys that fit into that system well, but also kind of give you the flexibility that they want to have with Lockett, which is what makes him so good.
As far as other free agents, they have to decide what to do with Penny. And I think with his injury history, nobody's gonna pay him much. He'll probably get $1 million, maybe a couple million if he's lucky. So
yeah, a prove it deal.
I think they just bring him back. Why not? You know?
And his injury was a broken leg, if I remember correctly, right? We're not talking about anything ligament or tendon.
I don't recall it being anything major. So
yeah, so they love rotating running backs there. I think Kenneth Walker is definitely RB1. They love to have a deep backfield. That's another staple of the Carroll system.
And I like DJ Dallas, but it's time to move on from Travis Homer. He gets too many touches. I mean, he's too small. He's just I don't know what they're doing there. So bring in, even if you resign Penny, bring in another running back because it's redundant. You have Dallas. You don't need Homer. You just don't need him. So
bring some fresh blood in there. Yep, I agree.
And Myers also has to be resigned, so we'll see what they do there. They've got to also sign a couple of DBs and, again, center, as we talked about. So that could definitely be the direction they go early.